There's a kind of exit that does not scream, it does not explain, it does not prove. It simply arrives, holds the mirror, and leaves without a sound. It's not a retreat, it's not a burn, it's not a vanishing act. It's a final act of love, a sovereign release, a clean withdrawal from something that no longer belongs in your field. This is the beautiful exit. Most people don't exit cleanly. They leave mid-sentence. They ghost. They punish through silence. They withdraw in fragments, hoping the other will collapse first so they can justify their leaving. But the coherent man does not need to collapse to confirm what he already knows. He does not need betrayal to justify his departure. He does not need chaos to legitimize his stillness. He leaves because the field has shifted, because the resonance has ended, because what was once true is no longer aligned, and that is enough. But sometimes he does not simply walk away. Sometimes he leaves a mirror behind, not to be heard, not to be right, not to demand recognition, but because part of his sacred architecture is this: to leave people better than he found them, even if it costs him to do so. Recently, I wrote a letter to someone, 16 pages, not of justification, not of apology, not of narrative, 16 pages of clarity, 16 pages of clean mirrors, 16 pages that said, I see exactly what happened here and I refuse to distort it any longer. It was not written in anger. It wasn't written to attack. It was written to close the gate with truth, because I do not disappear from distortion without first naming it, not for me, for the field, so that there's no echo left, no residue, no loose thread, so that when I walk clean. The beautiful exit is not easy. It takes more effort to leave well than to simply vanish. It takes more restraint to say what is real without wounding. It takes more energy to offer someone their reflection than to watch them continue through the lens of their own projection. But this is what the sovereign man does. He does not let distortion define the ending. He does not let confusion stain the close. He leaves with precision, with honor, and when necessary, with a final transmission meant only to clear the field. This is not closure. Closure is an emotional negotiation. This is completion. Completion is not a discussion. It is a frequency, and once it arrives, there is nothing left to say. Only the mirror, only the gate, only the silence after the final word has been spoken. And that silence is not emptiness, it is form. The man who exits beautifully does not carry the weight of the one he's leaving. He does not seek to be seen as good. He doesn't perform nobility. He doesn't wrap his leaving in poetic sorrow. He simply honors the shape of the truth. He delivers the message, and he lets the silence speak what he no longer needs to. When I wrote that letter, I wasn't writing to a person. I was writing to the echo of a pattern that I had participated in for far too long, a dynamic of emotional debt, of unspoken contracts, of energetic confusion masquerading as connection. I wrote it to name my end of the distortion, to say, no more, not in anger, just in clarity. Because sometimes the final act of love is not to try one more time, but to reflect back exactly what is true without asking to be thanked for it and without needing a response. Most people don't want the mirror. They want the comfort of their story. They will say you were cruel. They'll say you overthought. They'll say you turn cold, but you will know you did not burn the bridge. You simply named the terrain. You didn't slam the door. You simply stopped, leaving it open. You did not punish. You completed. And that is the beautiful exit. Sometimes the mirror is received. More often it's rejected. Sometimes the letter is read. Sometimes it's deleted unopened. None of this is your concern. The sovereign man delivers the reflection and does not wait for reaction or response, because the mirror was not for validation, it was for containment, so that the distortion does not follow him, so that the story does not get rewritten in silence, so that closing of the gate is not a question mark, but a line drawn in precision. You may only ever write one of these letters in your life. I hope to not write any more. But if you do, you will remember it, because it will be the day you did not collapse into performance, retaliation, or avoidance. You simply stood fully, cleanly, without distortion, and then you walked away. This is how the coherent man ends things, not in trauma, not in theatre or performance, not in fragments, things left unsaid, but in wholeness. He closes the loop so fully, so completely, that there is no resonance left to drag him back. And when he leaves, it is not absence, it is alignment. He's not gone, he's complete. There is nothing more sacred than a complete man who no longer participates in what no longer fits. So if you're standing at the edge of a relationship, a friendship, a chapter, and you know the resonance is gone, ask yourself, can I leave without noise? Can I name what was real without needing to be right? Can I hold up the mirror without collapsing into old roles and performances? If the answer is yes, then walk cleanly. No dragging, no rewriting, no lingering words at the end of the threshold. Just stillness, sovereignty, structure, and then release. This is the beautiful exit. Welcome to The Architect Speaks.